Hello, and welcome to the in-vehicle payments EV SIG portion of the all-member meeting for Covisa. My name is John Moon, and welcome to the presentations. So I'm COO of Connected Travel. I also manage the in-vehicle payment SIG together with Mike Nunnery. And today we have a number of presentations regarding the kind of latest in in-vehicle payments and the EV industry. But before I jump into the presentations and before we get started here, I wanted to cover a number of kind of important news and updates within the industry that I wanted to highlight as we kind of move into our content here. So one of the first things here is there was recently released a new report on the EV on the in-vehicle payments market and market sizing. This covers quite a few use cases and trends and a number of different forecasts. These slides, which will have links within them of these particular news items, will be made available within the in-vehicle payment SIG wiki. So if you miss any of these here, no need to rush to scramble or write down the links. We'll have those available for you. But this is a latest report around the in-vehicle payments market. If you're interested in that, the link here will provide information about accessing the report. And in addition to that, we also see that JP Morgan Chase had bought a stake in Volkswagen Financial Services. This is kind of an interesting trend because now you're seeing beyond just merchant transactions, financial services beginning to look at other ways to kind of fully integrate and provide services to OEMs. So that's kind of interesting new development within in-vehicle payments. So in addition to the in-vehicle payments portion, they're looking at providing other services and making those available to Volkswagen customers. Android Auto now supports pay for gas, and this is also something that the Alexa Auto also supports. But now you're beginning to see the pay for gas being able to be supported on a number of different platforms. And if you see here now through the voice capability within Android Auto, you're able to pay for gas at over 32,000 different gas stations across the U.S. This is important as we start seeing this capability is now being made more and more available, and this should begin to get drivers more familiar and comfortable with how in-vehicle payments happen within the vehicle. And we have Hans from Parkopedia here today, but wanted to also highlight that they recently announced additional use cases within in-vehicle payments, and you can see that was earlier this year. And we'll get a little more in depth with Hans to talk about what their system is going to be able to do, and also to think about the difference between an integrated solution versus a marketplace solution. So looking forward to talking to Hans about this here shortly. And then we had CarIQ on the at our last all-member meeting. They actually talked about their technology as well, but they've recently announced that they have secured a partnership with BlackBerry QNX to provide their in-vehicle payments capability within BlackBerry IVY. And lastly, so P97, which actually powers a number of in-vehicle payments for fuel, has been selected to include Chevron, which now adds 7,800 additional retail stations to their network, which will ultimately make fuel payments fairly, from all the major fuel companies, fairly available in their platform, and thereby making it fairly straightforward to now add new stations to your in-vehicle payments strategy. And lastly, we wanted to cover Ride Pay. BP has joined Ride as a investor to further kind of develop their system, which is primarily in European countries. And so initially MasterCard and Daimler invested in Ride, and now they are being joined by BP to kind of further enable digital payments within Europe for fuel companies. And last, before we jump into our next our presentation with Hans, we wanted to cover a number of events that will be occurring in addition to CES, as you see here, that we are planning to attend. We have Automotive Tech Week, which is November 15th through 19th. This is actually in person at the in Novi, Michigan, at the Suburban Collection Showcase. So if you want to know more about this event, please contact Mike Nunnery. We'll also be we are planning to have the our CES event, which is normally at the Bellagio. So if you're familiar with our event there, we are planning to move forward and continue with that in person at CES. And again, if you are interested in the showcase and participating, please contact Mike Nunnery, and he will be able to help you with and assist you with those details. And so today, who we have lined up as speakers, we'll be hearing from Jeffrey Furman, who's the solution architect from Alexa Auto at Amazon. Chris Moyer from Exelon. He'll be giving a presentation and also be joining us for a panel discussion. Nils Lenke and Dhruv Gupta from Cerence will be joining us in a pre-recorded session around voice and voice payments. And then I'd like you to introduce, welcome with me, Hans Hendrik Vogel from Parkopedia, and we will be having a quick fireside chat around Parkopedia and what they're doing with in-vehicle payments and new use cases.